So DJ Academics, you know, he likes to talk his trash, going on a lot of people. But at an NBA Youngboy concert, Ack was there and Jim Jones was there, and he thought Jim Jones was trying to slide on him.
I'm like, oh, shit. I even went in front of my security. I'm like, oh shit, let me go tap it with Birdman real quick. We about to watch the show. As soon as I walk down, I see Jim Jones. Now I'm gonna keep it a being with y'all. And again, I'm only speaking from my perspective. And y'all know, like when I be telling these stories, I don't never be hyping nothing, right? Like I think I'm pretty fair. I was walking quickly to get to Birdman, but right behind Birdman was Jim Jones. Jim Jones had brought his mom there. I didn't even realize he brought his mom. Like Mama Jones, he brought his mom. So I'm walking mad quickly. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I think the way Jim seen it was like I'm walking up on him. I swear. Like, cause I'm walking mad quick. And so so I see Birdman and I see Jim Jones. And I'm like, oh, it's Jim, what up? Now let me tell you the history with me and Jim. I don't know if in history. I did an interview with Kanye West. Kanye West said he gave Jim Jones $2 million and he was mad that Jim Jones couldn't make him a PDF. Okay, that went viral. Jim was trying to get some buzz at the time. Jim, I don't know how, like through an intermediary, hits me to say, yo, I want to do an interview responding to Ye. It never happened, but while I set it up, Jim says to me, yo, Ack, we should probably get on the phone because, I just want to make sure we good, right? That happens with mad artists, Chad. Like sometimes the artists want to talk to you before getting on set with you because they don't know if you about to just ask them some federal shit or whatever. So that's valid with me. So that's the last thing I know about anything with me and Jim Jones.
Well, you know, Jim Jones is the world's oldest YN. You know what I mean? He like 50 years old, still going to NBA Youngboy concerts and walking around acting like he's 21 or 18, right? But when you're a content creator, you got to watch some of the stuff that you say because you never know when you might run into. You never know when you might run into somebody, right, that you was talking trash about, right, online. So that's why I always carry myself in a respectable manner and carry myself a certain way because I'm just saying, like, you might run into something that I might have forgotten about. That person that I said it about, they're going to still remember when they approach you. Now, when you're dealing with Akademiks, you know, he's cool with 6ix9ine, right? And again, Jim Jones, the world's oldest YN, he's still walking around claiming blood, right? And we know that 6ix9ine sent all his homies to jail. Shotty, Mel Matrix, some of them dudes, they doing time because he got on the stand and testified on them. Now, Akademiks is homies with 6ix9ine, right? So when he said he was approaching them, he acted like he wasn't scared, but he was scared, but he was still saying this.
Cool. So now, so when I see Jim Jones, I'm like, oh, Jim, what up? And Jim, what up back at me is a different type of what up. He's like, what up? And I'm like, whoa. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it's how I walked up because I walked up like OG3. Remember, you saw OG3 walked up with me. I walked up, but I wasn't. I was just walking quickly to get to Birdman, whatever. So anyway, that happened. I'm like, damn. I'm like, first of all, I'm gonna give Jim his credit. Jim was the oldest YN in the building, but he was on YN timing. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I ain't no liar. Jim, I just Google his age. Jim 49. Jim was the oldest YN up in the building there, but he was on YN timing. You feel what I'm saying? Like you could tell. Jim, and I said to myself, I said, maybe it's because of Youngboy concert. Everybody a little bit aggressive here. So I go over to say, yo, Jim, we gotta get up and we gotta go do the interview. That's what I'm like, we gotta go do the interview. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if it's because Youngboy was on stage. Jim Jones turned to a YN on me. I swear. Jim Jones was like, yo, hold on, let me holler at you, man. Let me holler at you. And you know, they just start to be a little bit more fidget. I'm like, is he okay now? Jim is like, yo, listen, man. I got to talk to you. I'm like, all right, what up? What's good? He's like, yo. Now, he was taking a second to kind of get out his point, but this was his point. And I was trying to, like, do the whole quoting thing, but he kept asking questions like, yo, do y'all think shit y'all do online is cool? So I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm kind of confused, honestly. I'm legit confused. I know some people are going to be like, no, Ack, you're playing dumb. But I'm kind of confused because I'm also trying to figure out what it could be, right? And I didn't get too much info out of him, but he mentioned 6ix9ine. He said, whatever 6ix9ine. Then he's like, yo, y'all gotta know, it ain't safe when niggas is playing with me like that. And I'm thinking about, I'm like, what the do I?
So Ack is saying like he's being basically pressed, right, by Jim Jones. And this is the thing, right? When you dealing with internet dudes versus street guys, you know on the internet, right? Like a person like me, if I go back and forth with somebody on the internet, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose all day because I don't know how to be a keyboard gangster. You're gonna beat me. You're gonna beat my behind, right? So I stay out of those internet beefs because I don't know how to cyber argue like that, battle. Like for me, I'm 40, I'm 50 now, right? Damn, yeah, I'm 50. I'm a grown man. So confrontation with me, I try to stay away from confrontation. But me coming from where I come from, a conversation with another man, you getting kicked and elbowed and stuff to the face. I ain't really with all this cyber gangster stuff, right? But people like Akademiks and them are masters. They have 10th degree black belts in cyber gangsterism. So now when Jim Jones run into him in person, he pressing him, trying to, he checking his temperature, trying to see what he about. Act don't want no smoke, none. Like, so he mentioning 6ix9ine and bringing up Whack 100 and bringing up all this kind of stuff, checking his temperature, see what he about. Right? So the thing is funny. Now, to me, I don't think Jim Jones is the toughest guy, but he still grew up outside. He grew up outside. Yeah, I mean, I heard stories about them getting chased out of places and stuff like that, but he still grew up outside. Dudes like Ack and them are straight up internet dudes, right? So he's acting like he don't understand why he's being checked, but he got to understand all the stuff that you say online about people. So now you running into this guy, and you're in New York, y'all backstage. It's funny, man, but he wasn't done.
I kept trying to ask him. I said, what me and 6ix9ine got to do with you? Or what I got to do with if you and 6ix9ine got something? Now, granted, Chad, I keep telling you, rappers are the best at, if they can't find the person they don't like, someone else inherits. So it's like Dave Free seeing me, and Dave Free saying, yo, well, I'll never see Drake ever in life, so let me tell you why I'm mad at Drake. Okay, cool. I guess Jim Jones is like, he's mad at 6ix9ine? And I was thinking, I'm like, yo, is he mad at, like, how is he mad at 6ix9ine and coming at me? Y'all two were 9 Trey Bloods. I was never a 9 Trey Blood, and I don't want to be one. If y'all got a problem, and here's the thing, I was thinking about their issue a little bit more. When 6ix9ine was a 9 Trey Blood, Jim knew about it before everybody got locked up. He could have prevented this by trying to do whatever he had to do then. 6ix9ine gets locked up with some of the 9 Trey dudes, tells on the 9 Trey dudes. And then afterwards, 6ix9ine is still clowning because 6ix9ine like wearing that rat sleeve. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't care. But anyway, that happened. I was trying to see, like, because usually me, I'm one of them people. I talk, like, I have that conversation. I know some of y'all, like, again, after that handshake and even like that energy, I could have just said, I'm gonna just leave him over. I walked up. I thought we could have had a conversation. He just wasn't trying to have a conversation. So he was just like, yo, man, I ain't trying to have no conversation. He's like, listen, man, just enjoy the show. And I'm like, okay. Then he's like, yo, he said something like, yo, and if anybody got a problem with me, they can let me know. I'm like, all right. Anyway.
But see, this thing is like twofold, right? That's why I tell you young guys, man, to stay away from these rappers, athletes, entertainers, and streets. Ain't nothing really in the streets. Because Jim Jones, at 49 years old, is also catering to an audience. He's created an image of himself, right? And he has to always uphold and uplift that image to an audience. So now he get Act, yo, I'm a press Act, watch this. I'm a press Act. And then on top of that, Act, where your bodyguards at? Where your security at? You said you telling. Anything go down, you snitching, right? Why you rolling around without security? You said you a civilian. You guys are rats, right? Y'all talk trash about street dudes, right? That's what y'all do. Fair enough. It's the internet era. I grew up in a time when I was in my 20s, In late teens, there was no internet. We didn't even have cell phones, right? So I get it. I get it. This is the internet era, right? So my whole thing is, where your security? You out just walking around willy-nilly, where anybody could just walk up on you, and then you dealing with Jim Jones, the oldest YN. Man, why you just couldn't see that man shake his hand and go sit down, man? Y'all laugh and joke, right? See, I come from the street for real. I run into a person like Ak, I'm just gonna speak to him. Hey, Ak, what's going on, man? Because I understand the difference between this internet stuff and what go on outside in the real world. In the real world, dudes get they you know what, split to the white meat and pass the white meat. It happens for real out there. But I'm graduated towards that stage. I got a 33-year-old son. I'm not living like that. So why even you doing that is you're catering to an audience. So now that Jim Jones, Act is talking about you on his show about what you tried to do to him. So now that makes you more relevant. It makes you more so-called, I guess, gangster, a heart of blood, and all that kind of stuff. But he wasn't finished.
He was on his YN energy, man. I'm hoping he was just in a, maybe an upset frame of mind for that time, but I don't know. Then everybody else tells me, they're like, I ain't gonna lie to you, that's exactly how Jim is. He's usually pretty angry. So, whatever. The only thing that I could really think about, obviously, 6ix9ine's been saying whatever about Jim Jones, right? They're both in a gang, right? I'm a media nigga. If Jim Jones says something about 6ix9ine, I'm posting it. If 6ix9ine says something about Jim Jones, I'm posting that too. Like, that is what it is. I was thinking maybe it was this clip. Like, I was thinking it was this clip. I think we posted it. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was the clip where 6ix9ine did the podcast with Charleston White and Steiny, and he talked about Mel Matrix, right? Because again, he wouldn't like tell me exactly what it is, but I felt like it was over some 9 Trey blood shit. That's what I'm saying. Jim Jones is still moving around like a YN, bro.
So I say to a lot of you young people, don't emulate and follow these people. This is all fake, right? What going outside is real. These guys are catering and they created an image to YouTube and they're selling themselves in order to make money. That's all they're doing. You guys are watching this stuff and thinking that it's real, and you going outside doing real things, getting real time. Just think about it, y'all. This guy claimed to be a blood for all these years. He ain't never been locked up. He ain't never did time. His whole crew went to jail. They doing time. And then when you deal with DJ Akademiks, a lot of y'all want to follow and copy DJ Akademiks, but you ain't going to never get to the level of Akademiks. Only a certain amount of people, groups of people get to that level. So while you doing kind of copy and doing the things Akademiks doing, when you run into people outside, man, that could cost you your life. You ain't Act. So you got to be real careful, man. This internet stuff could make you a lot of money, or it could be real dangerous. That's why for me, I'm always cautious and careful about the way I disseminate a message and give information, right? I got great relationships with people online because I deal with online the same way I dealt in the streets. There's a certain way I carry myself, right? I don't carry myself with disrespect because the way I live my life, when you come with disrespect, it can cost you your life. That's just the way it go. I come from Philadelphia, 80s, 90s Philadelphia. You outside disrespectful or trying to be something you ain't, you can die, right? So now when you online, and me as a grown man, I carry myself the same way. I carry myself a certain way. I always respect people. I always give respect, and I demand it back. But I carry myself in a very respectable manner. I don't go around, I don't just be going in on people like that and all that kind of stuff, because you never know. It's been plenty of times I've been outside and I done ran into people. George Macon, hey, what if I was online being an antagonist or just always trolling or acting funny? I'm out there with my wife and kids and somebody come blow my head off or do something to me because I'm disrespecting people online. I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that. I tell the truth on certain things, but just being blatantly disrespectful towards people, I try my best not to be like that, right? So that's just where it's at, man. Jim Jones and all them dudes, man, stay away from that kind of stuff. Jim Jones is he's a 50-year-old YN, man, and he's trying to cater to an audience, man, or image that he created. It's not real. So I'm gonna cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till next time, peace.